Hi, welcome to Lolly of Leisure. I'm so thrilled you're here. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about thrift shopping and why I really like it. I am on the road today and I am actually visiting my grandma's house. So if you hear a little bit of background noise, I apologize. I'm using my earbuds to minimize any of that, but there's lots of cooking going on in the background.
Because $100,000 of Terry Bradshaw's money went to a woman from Nevada.
Today I want to talk about thrift shopping and why I really like it. So to give you a little bit of a background, I never went thrift shopping as a child or as a young woman. My grandfather grew up in poverty, and by the time that I came around, things were looking way up for my family. And so the idea of shopping secondhand was really looked down upon. It was seen as culturally inappropriate. It was seen as dirty. It was seen as unnecessary. And the sentiment was basically like, why would you do it unless you have to? Like, we can afford to go to Target or Walmart or Kmart and buy new clothes. So why would you buy clothes that someone else would wear? And then I went to college and obviously had limited budget, and I studied directing. And I saw the value of going to Goodwill to pick up costumes and props and all sorts of things for productions that I would put on. And that's when I discovered thrift shopping, and I enjoyed it so much. So my love for thrift shopping has become like a deep, like long-term commitment now, because I have, as the years have gone by, discovered that there are so many benefits to shopping at places like Goodwill or vintage stores or places like online like ThredUp. And I want to share my top 3 reasons for why I love shopping secondhand. The first reason as to why I love thrift shopping is because it's like being a treasure hunter. I do believe that there's like this deep primal need in all of us to have like the ability to hunt for things and find them and get that gratification. You go to this big place and sometimes it smells a little musty and there's just all this junk right in front of you. And there's something really gratifying of like spending hours looking through stuff that you don't like to find that one amazing, valuable piece. There's a shop that I really love going to in my area called Bargain Barn. One of my most recent acquisitions from there was this beautiful white wicker chair that looks like a seashell, like on the back. And I put it on my balcony and I sit there and I just love it. The second reason why I love secondhand shopping is because it's good for the environment. Adults waste about 11 million tons of clothes a year, meaning they throw away about 11 million tons of clothes a year. That's a lot. And when you think of people who are less privileged and less fortunate than us, it's just kind of a sad, staggering number that we are so transactional with our clothes. A long time ago in the maybe 20s, 30s, or 40s, people spent a lot more money on their clothes, and those were items that they held for life. Whereas now, because of fast fashion, styles come out really quickly. We wear them until they're no longer in fashion and then we discard them, which is why I am also kind of a fan of the capsule wardrobe. And I love following bloggers like Adriella Mode because her stuff is about having pieces that you acquire that might be a lot more expensive, but you hold on to them because they're classic and they never go out of style. So one really great cherry on top for me when I go thrift shopping is knowing that I am reducing waste. Another thing is I know that clothing conditions, factory conditions aren't great for people who are producing fast fashion, and not great is like an understatement. So knowing that I'm just reusing a piece of clothing rather than contributing to this pool of money that's contributing to bad conditions for factory workers is also just a positive. So to me, the second reason is really just a huge motivator to try and shop secondhand when I can. My third very favorite reason for why I love thrift shopping, I love getting a good deal. I am a huge fan of luxury and having nice things and like getting myself the best. Don't get me wrong, but I love it when I can get something that's really great at a really good cost. Generally I'm spending way less than I would have if I would have bought it at full retail price. Let's take this blouse, for example. It's a French Connection blouse. I don't know how much it would have cost me retail, but I got it for, I think, $3 or $4. And I love it. I'm gonna show you a couple of clothes. I'm gonna walk outside and show you some of the outfits that I've purchased recently in the last 2 weeks. And how much I got them for. So you can see how much that you're able to save just by shopping secondhand. This summer dress is made out of chambray. It's cloth and stone, which is an Anthropologie brand. I got this for $20 and I love it. Here, the top is Talbot's, and I got it for $10. It's half linen, half cotton, super comfortable. And I got these really cute espadrilles also below. Those are Vince Camuto. I got those for 20 something bucks. They were almost brand new. This dress is a Donna Morgan dress from Nordstrom, originally 40, got it for 10 bucks. And very professional. The purse is something I recently picked up. I looked it up. It's about $150 normally. I got it at a Goodwill boutique. It's 100% leather. I spent $30 on it. This is one of the nicest bags I've ever been able to get from a shop, a thrift shop, kind of just randomly finding it rather than, looking for a nice bag as you would in a consignment store. And as you can see, it has this beautiful leather metal strap. I was very, very happy about this purchase. I go to all sorts of shops. I think Goodwill is a great intro. You can also go to more boutique shops that are like consignment stores or shops that are curated by somebody. Those are always a good entry level point because there's less like riffraff to look through and it can be a little bit more pleasurable. There are so many shops that I love and I will link to them below in a lot of the cities that I've visited. And there are even some places to do online thrift shopping. So if you're kind of nervous about going out right now, which is totally understandable because of COVID, then you can buy secondhand online through retailers such as ThredUp or Poshmark. I want to end this video by sharing how to be a good thrift shopper. So here are some of my lessons that I've learned along the way and things that help me be successful when I go thrift shopping and finding good stuff. Be okay with not having a really specific agenda. I think for the longest time, I used to have like a very specific desire when I went thrift shopping. And 10 times really out of 10, I would walk away with things that were completely different. And sometimes that would set me up for disappointment, right? Because unlike going to a place like Nordstrom or Target or just a general retail store, those places have inventory that they track and they have specific styles. Typically, they'll have at least one of that kind of item. So if you're looking for a silk blouse, for example, you can go to a couple stores and you'll find a silk blouse. But if you go to a Goodwill, for example, and you want to get a silk blouse, well, you may find one and you may not. And that's okay. It's almost like this roll of the dice with the universe. When I was in New York a couple of weeks ago, I went to a thrift store in Hudson and I found this gorgeous silk blouse. It was 25 bucks, so 100% pure silk and machine washable. And I didn't even know that I wanted a silk blouse, but when I put it on, I felt and looked like $1,000,000. Be open to what happens. That's the best part of going thrift shopping. Another tip that I suggest is be organized about your strategy when you get to the store. I get to a store and I'm like, okay, there's all these sections. What do I do? Lately I've been needing tops. So I'll start with the tops. And usually, depending on how big the store is, they will divide tops based on sleeve length. So, sleeveless, short sleeve, and long sleeve. So I'll be like, okay, I want short sleeve. So I'll go to the short sleeve. Then I'll go to my size section, which I'm typically around a medium. And then I'll literally look through every single medium-sized blouse. And I'll go pretty quickly. It's not like examining each, but really looking through. And then when I see a color or a fashion that catches my eye, then I'll take it out, examine it, and then I'll start to acquire, tops. And I'll usually get maybe 10 to 15 items on my hands. And then I'll take those and then I will go do a mirror test. This is literally my favorite thing to do. Even when I'm shopping retail, I will go to a mirror with all my items and I'll hold them in front of me in front of the mirror. And if it doesn't look good on the mirror, then I don't even try it on. Usually this will reduce my pile by half and then I'll go try those on. It takes a lot of energy to try things on, and so I try to minimize that as much as possible. And then once I get through that pile, I'll then start on a different section. So then maybe I'll go look at pants or maybe I'll go look at dresses. It might feel a little clumsy and frustrating the first couple of times that you go, but I promise that as you continue to do it, you will grow the muscle and you'll get better at figuring out what's a good purchase and what isn't. So I hope that you try out these skills and Please let me know what kinds of things that you buy. I'd love to see them, and tag me on Instagram at Lolly of Leisure. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe below. You can always go to my website, lollyofleisure.com. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.